Over the last year and a half, as I've lost 30 pounds, I wish before I had started that I knew how easy it could be for me to actually lose weight over 50. Hey everyone, my name is Susanne and I am an over 53-year-old 5'2" woman who has lost 30 pounds in the last year and a half. And today I'm going to share with you the one change I made that really made all of the difference. So before I started this weight loss journey, I was really struggling to lose any sort of weight. I would lose a couple pounds, maybe by using hunger and fullness, but then I would ultimately gain it right back. And I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't sustain weight loss. It was also very difficult for me to stay under 1,700 calories per day, which was adding to the fact that I couldn't lose any weight. And once I learned this one thing, I was able to reduce my calories pretty easily. The weight did start just coming off naturally without me counting any type of calories. And since then, it's been pretty effortless for me to lose those 30 pounds. So what is it? Well, it's really just following a low carb diet. I started decreasing the amount of carbs and the type of carbs that I ate. Now, if you're not familiar with keto or low carb, it's basically just getting your body into a fat burning state versus burning sugar. And you do that by increasing your fat and your protein and decreasing the amount of carbs that you're eating. I went to under 20 grams of carbs per day. Keto technically is between 20 and 50 grams of carbs per day, but I found at the 20 gram or less carb per day, it was really easy for me to still follow, but I was also able to lose weight consistently week over week. So there were a lot of benefits that I got from following keto. Of course, one of them was losing 30 pounds over the last year and a half, but another one was it was a really easy plan to follow because I got to eat foods that I really enjoy. So it never really occurred to me that when I was eating the bun on the hamburger or the tortilla on the burrito or the shell on the taco or the pasta, that for the most part, what I really enjoyed in all of those meals was the meat and the fat. So like for a hamburger, I love just eating a burger with cheese on it. Now I don't even eat the bun, and I honestly don't even miss it at all. And if I did eat a little bit of the bun now, I'd be pretty disappointed because it's just not as tasty as the burger and the cheese is. It's the same with a taco or with a gyro. I just like the gyro meat with the veggies. I don't really need the pita bread. So really any of those meals that I used to eat and include any kind of bread or carbs in, I find that I still enjoy those same meals by just taking out the carbs, and the meal actually doesn't taste any worse or different. Another benefit was it greatly reduced my sugar cravings. Once I started eating low carb, after about the second day, I really stopped even thinking about and craving the things that I had been going for during the day. So for example, I used to work from home during the day, and all of a sudden I'd feel like I wanted a cookie. And so I would go out to the cupboard, and since we kept cookies in the house at the time, I don't do that anymore, but because we did at the time, I might have like 2 cookies, I might have 3 cookies, but it was really hard for me to stop going to those and eating them every time I had a craving. Once I started keto, those completely went away. I don't even really crave those anymore. I can't even remember the last time that I ate a cookie. Now, one of the things that really helped me stay on that plan was just how good I felt. So when I eat on plan each day, I always feel pretty good. I don't have any headaches. I don't feel overly sleepy during the day. I might get a little bit of tired or have different energy fluctuations throughout the day, but I actually feel pretty good. I used to get migraines whenever I would go and eat out, but now even if I go out and eat out, but I take the carbs out, I actually don't really typically wake up with migraines. So I used to think it was just the sodium, but now I actually think it was the combination of maybe the sodium and the carbs. Without the carbs, I just find that I don't get those headaches anymore. And so I just feel better overall when I stick to my plan and follow it, which makes me want to stay on it. Another benefit was that I didn't even have to track calories anymore. It used to be so hard for me to stick to under 1,700 calories, but when I cut out the carbs, I found it was really easy to stay at a low enough calorie count without even counting them, and I was still losing weight. And That was really true in the beginning, probably for about the first year. That was definitely true. I would say in the last 6 months, as I'm getting closer to my goal, it has been getting a little tougher to just not count calories at all. And I've had to start tracking a little more closely what I'm eating, just so I have an idea every day of how much I'm eating, what I'm eating. So then if my weight fluctuates, I can see why it fluctuated and I can figure out how I need to fix it. I also didn't have to worry about restricting calories, so I didn't have to force myself to try to eat less than I was hungry for. I found that on keto, I actually was less hungry overall. The protein and the fat were keeping me very satiated. It was very easy to stay at a low enough calorie range without counting the calories and without having to restrict or deny myself. I didn't have to worry about intermittent fasting. I tried intermittent fasting one time. Didn't really work for me because I just ended up eating the same amount of calories but within a shorter time window, which I actually didn't like because at the time I liked eating all throughout the day. So that was actually a little worse for me because then on top of not losing any weight, I was not able to eat at certain times of the day, and that just didn't really work for me. But now I don't have to worry about that because I can eat when I'm hungry now. I typically will eat the same foods every day, but maybe at a slightly different time each day. It's pretty close to the same time each day because I get hungry about the same time, but I don't have to. If I want to eat something at night, before bed because I get hungry, because I'm eating low carb and keto, I don't really have to worry about it as much as long as I'm making sure I'm not really going over a certain calorie target, which again, I've had to track as I get closer to my goal weight in order to keep losing weight. And the bottom line is it's been relatively easy for me to lose 30 pounds over the last year and a half. I feel so much better. I feel like I look better, which makes me feel better. And I'm just really happy with this whole entire process. I've never felt bad eating low carb or keto. If anything, I've actually just felt a ton better. So if you have not tried it yet, I highly encourage you to start with 20 grams of carbs per day or less, trying to find some foods that you like that are low carb. That's typically going to be all your different protein sources, your fat sources like cheese, and you can find a few snacks that are zero carbs or low carbs like pork rinds, and some treats as well. Like I have the Lily's peanut butter cups. If you've watched me, you know that already, but that's one of my favorites. I have one of those a day and I feel very satisfied and I never feel deprived. So if you're on a weight loss journey and you're interested in seeing any more of my videos about how I've lost weight and how I continue to lose weight, you can go ahead and subscribe and follow me. I try to do about at least one video a week. Depending on my lifestyle and schedule at the time, that will vary, but let me know down in the comments how your weight loss journey is going. I'd love to hear about it, and I'll see you in the next video.